On the off chance, you ask an individual who is an ace in trading, "Buddy, what is short selling?" He'll say it's such a direct first sell when the cost is high and when the price falls, then purchase, and you will resemble first sell high then, at that point, purchase. What is this? I invite you all to a new talk on short selling. Could you expound somewhat more? You, in the end, give us more instances of how it happens, what kind of request if we pick it, and what it means for the whole short selling. If you can expand it more, then it might work out for us. These were some criticisms I got on my course, and why not make a different talk which subtleties somewhat more about short selling? That is the reason I will begin short selling immediately. So first, we should comprehend the exceptionally base idea of what short selling is. Alright, so in short selling, as I told you in the first part of the video here, the succession of exchange is precisely inverse. Alright, first, we should comprehend an overall exchange. How does a general exchange take a position? You purchase. For what reason do you purchase? You feel that the costs will go up to that end you purchase, okay. First, you purchase to, let us say you are buying a stock of 100 rupees, and you feel that the stock cost will go up. That is why you hold on until it goes up. Expect it goes up to 120. At that moment, everything will happen to say to me at 120. You will auction it, right? What is your benefit? 120. Which is your selling cost short 100? Which has your expense price? However, sequentially, what happened first, you purchased at 100, then you sold at 120. This is ordinary purchasing. Okay, when might you do such sort of typical purchasing? When you are bullish and available, when you feel that as markets will go up. Okay, what is going on right currently? As I'm recording a video, everybody is expecting that soon the market will see some degree of remedy. Right now, it turns somewhat precarious for how I might bring in cash in falling business sectors. I will rehash the sentence vital. How might I bring in money in falling business sectors? So you feel that this stock is presently at, allowed us to say 150 rupees right now. XYZ, some stock is at 150 rupees at present, and you think that this stock will boil down to 120 is what you think. So are you bullish or negative on this stock? Okay, so what could you at any point do? A typical individual who doesn't know short selling, he will stand by a pause and watch till the stock boils down to 120. And afterwards he will enter at 120. Yet assuming you're a brilliant financial backer, what will you do? You will sell first at 150, and when the cost goes down at 120 you will purchase. So what occurred in this exchange? In this exchange you sold something which you didn't have. What? Yes, right, you sold something which you didn't have. And when the costs went down from 150 to 120, that is the point at which you repurchased it. Acceptable as far as such an exchange. You want to submit an MIS request. Okay. So consistently recall this: at whatever point you are doing a short selling, put in an MIS request. However, what is this MIS request? You need to look at it in the following segment. Okay, presently allowed us to comprehend what is MIS. Implies edge, intraday settlement. Okay, the actual word says it's an intraday settlement. So what occurs in an intraday settlement? You will trade both around the same time. Yet again, recall what is the vital element of short selling: sell high, and afterward when it goes low then purchase. So step number 1 is sell. Step number 2 is purchase, yet when it will be an intraday circumstance. Okay, so it must be finished during the market, as just everybody realizes that the market us are from 9:15 in the first part of the day to 3:30 in the early evening. Yet kindly know that these MIS exchanges are gotten down to business by different merchants at their own time allotments. Okay, like there'll be many dealers who will auto square it off at 3:10. Okay, so assuming you, so we should accept it. Accept this as an illustration, the past case, which we're taking, that at 150 rupees you had sold a particular stock. Okay, and it doesn't descend, tragically. Yet it was higher. Okay, it goes 160. Would you say you are confused now? Yes. How much lost? 10 rupees for each offer. Okay, now you are miserable. You're feeling like perhaps in one more 10-20 minutes it will descend. Yet representative won't stand by work. Then, at that point, specialist will naturally square it off at 3:10. Okay, there are a few intermediaries like Zerodha who give you 10 extra minutes, so facilitates like Zerodha will square off of the exchange at 3:20. Okay, so additional 10 minutes of trust you can have, that might be the offer cost, will come under 150 and you might create specific gain. Okay, however, at that point the entire inquiry, now I genuinely want to believe that you have perceived this concerning what is MIS. Yet one question, I'm certain remaining parts to you: that in the event that I don't have an offer, how could I be ready to sell it? So let me respond to this inquiry in the most worked on way. We'll take a model for this. Okay, so expect to sell an offer first since you feel it will go down. Okay, except that you sell 100 amount of a particular stock. Okay then, by and large, a considerable lot of the specialists would put a less sign here since you were selling it now, so first, it will be less 100 at whatever point you are selling it except that you sold it at the cost of allowed us to say 150 rupees. Okay, following 1 hour a similar stock is exchanging at 140 rupees, let us say, so what will happen when you purchase to see when you sold it was less amount now you had nothing yet when you get it will be what, in addition to 100 amount. Okay. And presently let me know the net impact, you sold 100 and you purchased 100. So what is your net amount toward the day's end? Recollect this, I had let you know MIS, this is vital for any short selling. What is MIS? Edge intraday repayment. The word it says this is to be finished around the same time, same day. First it was less 100 when you sold the amount, now the last 100 when you got it. So what occurred by the day's end? And afterward day's end, do you need to offer your portions to anybody? Do you need to get it from any other person? No. Last is zero position. What might be said about this 10 rupees? This 10 rupees would nothing be except for your benefit. Okay, since you had sold it at 150 and you repurchased it at 140, so 10 rupees as a matter of fact is your benefit. Yet certain individuals are startling, yet why somebody can permit you to sell first on the off chance that you don't have it. Answer is extremely straightforward. For this our administration permits it, our administrative body permits it. So what's the issue? So in India everybody knows this, that SEBI is the power which is a controller to the financial exchange. Okay, SEBI permits short selling in India. As a matter of fact, in 2011 there were a few nations like France, Spain, Italy and Belgium who had restricted short selling. Okay, basic, so assuming these nations prohibited short selling for quite a while, this was no less than 2011 model. Let us model at meeting during Crown time. China had restricted short selling in a few explicit wares in some records. Okay, so if on the off chance that that was finished by a particular nation, in the event that a nation boycotts short selling, it won't be permitted. As a matter of fact, around then there were extraordinary tales at India likewise may boycott short selling. Okay, so had our administration prohibited it, might it at any point have been terrible? Response is yes. So how are we permitted to do short selling in India right now since it is permitted by our controller? Yet what does our controller say? Vital, that you need to cover it around the same time you need to do it as an intraday repayment. Okay, currently have you perceived? How might I do it? What is answer? How could it be? A ton straightforward. Our administration permits it, a controller permits it, and to that end we can get it done. Yet what is the precondition? It must be finished around the same time. Question is, consider the possibility that I don't put this by request. I have offered you the response in the past segment at 3:20. I provided you with the case of Zerodha at 3:20. They'll do an auto make. Right. Okay, so I trust this point is clear. One final inquiry still to be addressed that I attracted at the following segment. Okay, the last inquiry which stays to me. Okay, presently I'm considering two inquiries which stay to me. Number one, when I purchase the offer toward the day's end. Okay, so either as a program square of or possibly I submit a purchase request myself. There are a few watchers of mine who had posed this inquiry to me, that when I purchase that share again will I get the conveyance of those offers? How might you get a conveyance? As I referenced, it's less 100 first and afterward in addition to 100. So what is your net place? That position is zero. If your net position could have been in addition to something, then you would have gotten the conveyance of the offers. Okay, so I trust this is clear. For instance, assuming that you sell 100 offers. Okay, and on the off chance that you purchase 120 offers, now what is your net position? Net position is in addition to 20. Then for 20 extra you might get the conveyance of the offers. Yet again we'll go into difficulties for this. That what was your 120 request? Was it MIS request? Was it CNC request? By how CNC is money and convey. Okay, yet we won't go into a bungle amount crisscross model since that will take again a bundle entire parcel of time to clarify this. For work on things, will you get a conveyance of the offers in the event that you have sold first and purchased later? No, assuming the net position is zero. Okay, I trust this point is clear. One final point, imagine a scenario in which you sold at 150. Okay, stock hits an upper circuit. I want to believe that you realize what is an upper circuit. Upper circuit is a situation where the stock climbs, let us say 5%. Okay, so accept that the stock opened at 150, you sold at 150, the stock goes to 180 and it gets locked at 180. Okay, now what occurs at for each circuit there are purchasers yet no vendors, so I trust this point is clear. Somewhat rapidly once again. Okay, so you're sold at what? 150. What happened? The offer cost went up to 180. Now the offer is locked at an upper circuit. What is an upper circuit? All purchasers yet no dealers. You are one the purchasers who is frantically you're kicking the bucket to purchase the offer, yet there is no vendor. Now what happens here? Your portion gets unloaded. Okay, now what is share closeout is again an extremely enormous conversation, yet I will attempt to stop it. Okay, offer sale is only now a situation where you sold it yet you can't get it neither at 3 o'clock, 3:05, 3:10 nor at 3:20 likewise. Alright, market shuts down at 3:30, still you have not repurchased the position, you have not made right your situation, so let me know what happens now. Was it less 100? Yes. Was it in addition to 100? Likewise. Now what is the net amount? Net amount is as yet less 100. Now you need to get it come what may and honor your agreement. Yet market has shut, it is 3:30 now. What happens is that your specialist purchases the offers for your sake after 3:30. Okay, so there is a schedule opening after 3:30 for another 30 minutes. We're just dealers are permitted to partake. Individuals like you and me, retailers, are not permitted to partake. These folks would attempt to purchase those 100 offers which were short, and they'll get it for my benefit. Okay, so at anything that cost they get it. Allowed us to say I'd sold it at 150, right, and this person gets it at 170. Now what is my deficit? My shortfall will be 20 rupees for each offer. Okay, how did this occur? This occurred in a typical market, or did it occur in a bartering market? Answer is it occurred in a bartering market. Okay, this was an exceptionally short conversation on what is sell-off market. It's a ton of a conversation on the off chance that you maintain that I should make a different video up for sale market. Obviously you can tell me in any case to rapidly be aware of it. As I referenced, I have made sense of this totally in my Rudiments of Securities Exchange Address series, so assuming that you need, you can proceed to look at it without a doubt. Okay, towards the end, a vital declaration. I really want to believe that you know that we have begun web journals on our site www.ruchanaranade.com. Okay, we have as of late posted a blog on dependence businesses, so dependence enterprises JIO, its speculations. Okay, so remember to look at the blog, the connection is there in the depiction box. And another vital point, towards the finish of the blog we are likewise putting certain promotion codes for all of you. Okay, so remember to look at these web journals and those promotion codes too. Okay, on the off chance that you are loving my substance, remember to impart these recordings to your companions on Facebook, Insta. I want to believe that you are likewise mindful about the Wire channel, so make the most of this large number of other virtual entertainment stages too, to upgrade your insight and to turn out to be increasingly more monetarily educated. Okay, so that is all there to it from my side, folks. Bye.